She had no idea that I had already figured out her secret. That lack of knowledge wrapped her days in a false sense of safety. Every morning, as we sat across from each other at breakfast, I watched her scroll through her phone. I saw her lips curling into that familiar, practiced smile. I remembered that look from years ago when we first met. It was the same one she used whenever she was lying. I stayed silent for 3 weeks. I carried the weight of the truth like a heavy stone stuck in my chest. I knew his full name. I knew the hotel they always disappeared to. I even noticed the new flower smell she wore when she returned home. I once told her that flower smells were not really my style. She only smiled and said she was learning to like them. That was the very first red flag I chose to ignore. She thought I still bought her excuses, like the late-night work meetings or her sudden new interest in evening Pilates at 7. But I had already read the messages. One evening, I drove past the hotel and saw her walking with him, holding hands as if nothing else in the world mattered. I did not confront her. Not yet. That patience became my strength. During those 3 weeks, I studied her every move. I noticed a slight pause before she answered a simple question. I saw the way her eyes jumped to her phone at every sound. I heard the faint quickening of her breath. And still, she dared to kiss me goodnight, as if nothing had changed. I played my role perfectly. I helped with dinner, asked about her day, and even booked a weekend away for us. But I had a different meeting in mind, one with a lawyer. On the night she claimed she would be at a work trip, I was finishing the divorce papers. When she crept home, thinking I was asleep, she moved with the quiet care of someone sure she had not been caught. She was very wrong. The next morning, I made her coffee just the way she likes it. Almond milk, 2 drops of vanilla, and a spoonful of sugar. She walked in wearing my shirt, acting as if the world still made sense. I let her enjoy that feeling a little longer. After breakfast, I said almost casually, "We need to talk about the divorce." She froze immediately. Her hands were still under the faucet, and the water spilled over. When she turned, her face had gone pale. "What?" she whispered. I repeated myself very clearly. I told her I had met with a lawyer, and the papers were coming this week. Her eyes blinked fast, searching for any sign I was joking. I opened a drawer and set a stack of proof on the table. There were messages, receipts, and photographs. She did not touch them at first. She just stared at me, waiting for me to get angry or start shouting. She wanted something she could use. I gave her nothing. When she finally looked, all the color left her face. She read the words where she called me boring and claimed I would never leave. Even if I knew, my chest burned, but my voice stayed steady. I told her she did not need to explain. Her mask fell away. She whispered that she had messed up. I almost laughed. Forgetting your wallet is a mess up. This was on purpose. I told her I would be gone by the weekend. The house was going on the market, and the rest would be handled by the lawyers. I was not angry anymore. I was finished. Seeing that I was not angry shook her more than the proof did. She cried and begged. She promised to end it. She swore it meant nothing. But the woman I loved no longer existed. I left her kneeling on the kitchen floor. I walked out with my keys and my self-respect. I felt something I had not felt in weeks. Freedom.